Public access is not responsible for the following.
I'm sitting at the table, this over behind me, and frankly, I've got a coat on, you can see my crap. Go, get the rolls up, and everything good, so get the rolls up, and then do the final roll up. And so, we put a roll over our six in, and another roll up. Somebody's going on
Is that still popular there? They still do that solar thing?
I mean, there's other. You know, they don't really push it that much.
Oh, that's been probably
But
30.
So you didn't have to find it but there's still a lot. And it never fixed it.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of neat that solar grow did what they did. You know, it was like. In current literature,
It's a mixed-use masonry project where we are remodeling the insides to make them energy efficient, carbon neutral, and then it's going to be an education for both locally and nationally. It's a grant-funded project, basically trying to come up with a standard operating procedure on how to turn some of those buildings into sustainable units for the future.
And what is it called?
Green and Maine, that little logo right there in the corner.
How is it funded?
Mostly by grants, but there are some sponsors, mostly in central Iowa, that help fund it.
Is that okay?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
You got a CVT in there?
This one does not have a CVT. This one's a constant speed, but we have a different model that has a CVT, yes. For lower wind speed. So if you're actually looking at class 2, class 3 wind, that's where you would use a CVT.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been involved with, I don't know how to pronounce your company's name.
Virid.
Virid.
Virid Technologies. We started the development of the product in 2007. And then this was our first models that we're releasing, so we released those this year. We also have a 10 kW model, we have a 30, a 50, and a 100. And all of those are made in Austin, and our supply chain base is within 200 miles of Austin.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do for Virid?
I'm the Vice President of Sales and Marketing.
Vice President of Sales and Marketing?
Right. So I get to go to all of the fun places and tell people about it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting because small wind is just now starting to really take off in a lot of areas, and we primarily, one of the areas which we specialize in is agricultural applications. So we have a lot of applications which are specific for either irrigation, for electric element drying, for grain dryers, for deep well pumps.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So we'll target applications specifically.
Yeah.
So Iowa and Nebraska are very good for that. They've got pretty good wind regimes in most of the central part of the state, so this is a good market for us.
Yeah, yeah. pitch? They're fixed.
They're fixed pitch.
Pitch.
And what we do is we design our own blades, and the way that we design them, it has kind of a unique design on it, so that it's a sort of a curved type of blade. When you take a look at it, it looks kind of a little bit like it's twisting, and that's because we can increase the actual sweep area and obtain like 39% more efficiency by doing that. So we're putting that in. If you'll take a look at it, most of the components you'll find are pretty well standard components, so that it's very complex. We took out the complexity, made it simple in terms of design, and tried to keep it, everything as being local as well.
Yeah. And then your brakes are compressed air.
Disc.
Disc.
Right, so that your braking system, you've got is right at the front. You can see it here, and what you'll do is we have a survival speed of 55 miles an hour, so that if it reaches 55 miles an hour, or if you lose connection to the grid, it automatically stops.
Oh, okay. Nice. It's a nice turbine.
Yeah, this one is, we look at this one, and for the 8s, the 10s, if you have smaller applications where even if you're behind the meter, these are good. Where you've got larger applications and you've got maybe a grain dryer, or if you're doing deep well pumps, probably one of our models, the 30 or the 50, would probably be better for you.
Yeah.
If we look at in Colorado, for instance, we use 50 kilowatt machines, and the reason for doing that is because they have to go down 1,000 to 2,000 feet.
Yeah.
For the well pump. So you need a pretty powerful machine to be able to do that.
Yeah. And I heard you talking, do you have like a leasing program you guys?
Yes, we do. It's it's kind of interesting because people don't realize when you look at list price, if you look at the average price, one of the things that's really starting to make small wind now acceptable is all of the subsidy. Well, you've got different types of subsidies that go with it and different types of incentives. So there is a federal 1603, and that will actually decrease the amount by 30%. There is, if you live in a Alliant area, for instance, there's an additional 25% grant, which decreases your price. There is a Section 179A, which allows you to depreciate the total amount over 1 year, so that when you're actually looking at your true out-of-pocket costs, it's like roughly between $8,000 and $11,000. And then if you can apply and obtain a REAP grant, it actually goes down to about zero.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So average payback is about 5.5 years, which is, very good. And then if you just wanted to have a leasing program, we have a leasing program that's 36, 48, or 60 months. It's a very simple application, just requires a bank statement and first and last month's payments, and that's it. After the end of the term, for $1, you own the turbine.
Nice.
So that way you don't need to tie up any cash whatsoever. Or for a lot of people, they're not interested in trying to apply for some of the subsidies because they think it's too complex.
Yeah.
So we make it easy for them.
Yeah. I've heard so much about the subsidies, but I've never, obviously haven't bought any renewable energy stuff. I just graduated college. It's a little bit out of my price range, but how hard have you applied and dealt with getting the grants before?
Yes, and we actually will help people apply for those grants and go through it.
Yeah.
Right. And that's, you try and make it easy. The 1603, the 179, the Alliant grants are fairly easy. Those are fairly easy for them. When you get into the USDA, the REAP grants, those are a lot more complex to be able to do. So that we actually have a person on our staff, which is more of a resource to people which are applying for the grants and can actually step them through the process to make it easy for them.
Oh, okay.
And we do it that way because otherwise that's time consuming, and that's not something that you would normally do.
Yeah. And then how about, I guess as far as like product support, what do you guys do?
There is a maintenance agreement that goes with it, and the maintenance agreement for twice a year will come out and we service the turbine. And it really doesn't require that we come out twice a year, but we believe in preventative maintenance versus having anything happen,
Yeah.
So we'll actually come out and service it twice a year.
Okay.
What is your name?
My name is Richard Taylor.
Okay. And which company is this?
Virid Technologies.
VIRYD.
Right, and Virid means green. 8, which is the constant speed, CVT, and 10, which is the constant speed, and 30, 50. So that's what we consider the small long range. We're not going to go above 100 miles. That's really the small long. We are not going to get into utility class or positions. I think that there's a huge market in the small marketplace, which is really underserved. Well, you know, that's
You know about our products?
Which products is it?
Actually,